When you look at the box score from the Boston Bruins' 4-1 win over the Canadians on Wednesday night, the name that will stand out is David Pastrnak, but he wasn't the only impactful player on the ice for the Bruins. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Mike Petraglia. You knew it from the start as soon as we talked after the game. What a game for Brad Marchand. Obviously, he was instrumental in setting up that first goal for David Pastrnak, but how impressed were you with his high level of play throughout against the rival Canadians?
Well, I asked Bruce Cassidy about that play through the maze of three Canadians 7 minutes into the game Wednesday night, and he gave the puck so smoothly to David Pastrnak, who couldn't help but put it in the back of the net, as Pastrnak told me after the game. It was just classic Brad Marchand here on Wednesday night. He did a lot of the little things that you need to do in a rivalry game like this against a team that's desperate. The Montreal Canadians came into this game 8 points behind the final playoff spot, the second wild card in the Eastern Conference. And the Bruins responded because Brad Marchand, I thought, was the nastiest, filthiest player on the ice. And I mean that in a good way. He did all the little things. He brought the energy, like Bruce Cassidy said. And to me, if the Bruins are going to go to the places that they want to go come playoff time, they need to have Brad Marchand riding that fine line between playing too dirty and playing just filthy enough to give the Bruins an edge.
And classically, Marchand playing down the chippiness after the game in the dressing room, saying, I don't think if it was that much chippier than games we've played, but that's because these are the types of environments he thrives in. And as you mentioned, playoffs are around the corner. They are still kind of in the distance, but you got to start thinking about them at this point in the season. And obviously the storyline last season, especially in the Stanley Cup final, was how this top line absolutely dissipated.
Right.
The way that he's playing right now is a good sign that this is the level he should be playing at night in, night out, especially come playoffs.
And obviously, we still have a long way to go in the regular season. We have, a good solid 6 weeks before we get to the playoffs. And it's, you don't want, Brad Marchand to burn himself out. But this is the kind of game where it's indicative of the energy you'll need in the playoffs, starting with the first round and going all the way through the Stanley Cup playoffs. And if you've got that kind of energy from Brad Marchand, I think that bodes very well for the Bruins' chances in the playoffs.
This Garden Report on Ice is brought to you by Vincero Watches. They have exceptionally beautifully crafted watches at a price that doesn't break the bank. Trags can attest. I just got mine in the mail. It's beautiful. I love it. And for a exclusive discount for our listeners, you can get an extra 15% off by going to vincerowatches.com and using our code GARDEN. For all the rest of our Bruins content, head over to our website at clnsmedia.com and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.